1939. Here on these vast territories of Poland was where World War II commenced. On the 1st of September 1939, the tragedy began.
For the first 4 years of World War II, Germany was dominating the world power with occasional losses and mistakes, but not too severe. Until in 1942, the Allies started turning the tides and Germany started falling. But why?
In 1942, the attack on Pearl Harbor by one of Germany's allies, Japan, caused America to declare war on Japan and caused Hitler to do the biggest mistake for Germany in World War II. He also declared war on America, ensuring America to bring its military might to Europe, and as such would ultimately lead to Germany's defeat.
The Battle of Stalingrad, won by the Soviets, a key element to the Allies turning the tides. It was a battle fought in Soviet Russia during 1942 to 1943, one of the biggest catastrophic defeats of Germany. Hitler lost 300,000 men and Germany's morality. Also, Hitler lost popularity from the people of Germany because of this. 1944, a year later, with the D-Day landing, the Normandy landing situated on the French beaches, and the initial invasion of Italy from the Allied forces, caused Hitler and Germany to fight a three-front war. They had to fight on the west against France and Britain, on the east against the Soviets, and on the south against the Americans who were advancing from Italy. This was not what the Germans hoped for, and they weren't prepared for a three-front war. This wasn't good.
Spending time. A man called Arthur Harris, a British commander, gives a different strategic plan to what they had. Instead of bombing specific areas, he insisted in bombing Germany's cities, day and night, with the use of British RAF planes and the USA planes. This was a success and caused Germany to lose many civilians and a drop down of morality in Germany, especially during the last years of World War II. Internal reasons to the fall of Germany.
Germany did not have enough natural resources, so they had to look for it. Another reason was that Germany had slaves like the Jews, Povs, and gays, whilst the US had workers that were either paid more to help build to fight the war or were patriotic. Another reason is that Germany had very advanced tanks that were extremely powerful and other things, but the problem was that they did not have enough fuel to run them. Hitler had major allies that were useless, like Italy. Italy couldn't even defend themselves. Hitler didn't follow the advice of his general staff.
The resolution. The last year of World War II. By 1945, the Germans were already close to losing the war. They were on the defensive side, and the Allied forces could now smell victory. Even though Germany was weak, Britain and America didn't stop. They continued unleashing series of devastating air raids, crippling military resistance and smashing civilian morale. However, the battle on the east border of Germany wasn't going better. The Red Army was advancing rapidly with 6 million men, while Germany had only 2 million. They were outnumbered in men and weaponry. And on the west borders, well, it was the same story. The Allies were dominating in weaponry and were massing a formidable force of around 2 million Allied soldiers. And the Germans were outnumbered. In 1945, The Western Allies and the Red Army are now advancing past the German frontiers. By April 1945, the Russians raced to get to Berlin before the British and the American troops. However, progress was slow and costly for the Russians, but they still reached Berlin before the British and the American troops. Hitler, during this invasion by Russia, committed suicide in his bunker, and soon after, Germany surrendered. The Germans surrendered on the 7th of May, 1945.